It seemed like a harmless prank at the time. We were just a group of friends hanging out in our dimly lit apartment, trying to find some amusement in the mundane routine of our lives. The idea of playing a prank on our roommate, who was always glued to his laptop, seemed innocent enough. A friend, frustrated with his roommate's online antics, joked about teaching him a lesson. We all laughed, thinking it was just another one of those idle threats that never materialize. But the frustration was real, and it lingered in the air like a thick fog. Someone mentioned the dark web, a hidden part of the internet where hackers offered their services. It was a place shrouded in mystery and danger, a digital underworld that most of us only heard about in hushed whispers. The mere mention of it sent a shiver down my spine. We laughed it off, but the seed was planted. The idea of using the dark web to play a prank was both thrilling and terrifying. It was a forbidden fruit, tempting us with its promise of excitement and danger. The more we joked about it, the more real it became in our minds. Later that night, curiosity got the better of me. I found myself alone in my room, the glow of the computer screen the only source of light. The silence was deafening, broken only by the sound of my own breathing. I hesitated, my fingers hovering over the keyboard, but the urge to explore the unknown was too strong. I found myself typing dark web hacker for hire into a search engine. The results were immediate and overwhelming. A list of websites promising services that ranged from the mundane to the sinister. My heart raced as I clicked on one of the links, the screen filling with cryptic messages and warnings. That night, I stepped into a world I never should have entered. The darkness of the room seemed to close in around me, the weight of my actions pressing down on my shoulders. I had crossed a line, and there was no turning back. The prank that started as a harmless joke had led me into a realm of uncertainty and fear, and I could only hope that I hadn't made a terrible mistake. The dark web, a place shrouded in mystery, whispered about in hushed tones. It's a hidden part of the internet, inaccessible through traditional browsers. It promises anonymity, a digital underworld where anything goes. For some, it's a marketplace for illegal goods. For others, it's a platform for dissent. But for many, it's a source of danger. The dark web attracts those seeking to exploit others, offering tools and services for hacking, fraud, and extortion. Guided by online forums and encrypted messaging apps, I navigated the dark web's labyrinthine pathways. Tor, a specialized browser, masked my digital footprint. I felt a thrill, a sense of invincibility, believing myself hidden from prying eyes. I found what I was looking for, a marketplace for hackers. Reviews, ratings, and price lists were displayed for various services. It was organized, professional, almost mundane. The line between curiosity and intent blurred. I contacted a hacker outlining the prank. He was professional, even courteous, assuring me of his discretion and success rate. We negotiated a price payable in Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency favored for its anonymity. I felt in control, convinced I was merely orchestrating a harmless lesson. The hacker delivered. My friend's roommate experienced a series of embarrassing but ultimately harmless online disruptions. We laughed it off, the thrill of the act outweighing any moral qualms. Section 5. No such thing as anonymity, but the dark web is built on a foundation of anonymity, both real and perceived. It attracts those who believe themselves above the law, operating with impunity, and often they do. Law enforcement agencies struggle to penetrate the dark web's layers of encryption and anonymity, but the illusion of anonymity can be shattered. Every transaction, every message leaves a digital trail, and sometimes those trails lead back to you. Section 6. The tables turn. Weeks later, the laughter died in my throat. My computer, once a familiar tool, became a source of dread. Files disappeared, replaced with cryptic messages. My online accounts were compromised, my personal information held hostage. The hacker, no longer the affable professional, demanded a hefty sum for my silence. The prank, once a source of amusement, morphed into a nightmare. I had become the victim. Section 7. The high cost of hiring hackers. The dark web is a dangerous place, and hiring a hacker is like playing Russian roulette with your digital life. The allure of quick fixes and seemingly easy solutions can be tempting, especially when faced with pressing digital issues. However, the risks far outweigh the potential benefits. The dark web is a breeding ground for illicit activities, and engaging with it can open a Pandora's box of problems. You are trusting your security, your privacy, to someone who operates outside the law, someone whose motives are, at best, opaque. These individuals are skilled in deception and manipulation, often presenting themselves as the solution to your problems while hiding their true intentions. The anonymity of the dark web makes it nearly impossible to verify their credentials or track their actions, leaving you vulnerable to exploitation. There are countless stories of individuals who have been blackmailed, extorted, and financially ruined after hiring hackers on the dark web. These stories serve as cautionary tales, highlighting the severe consequences of engaging with these shadowy figures. Victims often find themselves trapped in a cycle of fear and uncertainty, with their personal and financial information held hostage. The emotional toll can be devastating, leading to stress, anxiety, and a sense of helplessness. These hackers often have no qualms about turning on their clients, exploiting their vulnerabilities for their own gain. Once they have access to your information, they can use it to further their criminal activities, leaving you to deal with the fallout. The initial problem you sought to solve can quickly escalate into a much larger crisis with long-lasting repercussions. It's a high-stakes gamble, and the odds are rarely in your favor. In addition to the immediate financial losses, there are long-term consequences to consider. Your digital footprint can be permanently altered, making it difficult to regain control of your online presence. Legal repercussions are also a possibility, as engaging with hackers can implicate you in their illegal activities. Law enforcement agencies are increasingly cracking down on cybercrime, and being associated with these activities can lead to serious legal trouble. Instead of turning to the dark web, consider legitimate avenues for addressing your digital concerns. Cybersecurity experts and professionals can provide the assistance you need without the associated risks. Investing in proper security measures and seeking help from reputable sources can save you from the potential nightmare of dealing with hackers. Remember, your digital security is invaluable, and taking the right steps to protect it is always worth the effort. Section 8. Why it's never harmless. What began as a seemingly harmless prank had spiraled into a costly and terrifying ordeal. I learned the hard way that there is no such thing as a victimless crime in the digital world. Every action, no matter how small, has consequences. And the dark web, for all its allure, is a dangerous place where those consequences can be severe. Section 9. The consequences and the lesson. In the end, I managed to regain control of my digital life, but it was a long and arduous journey. The relief I felt was immense, but it was overshadowed by the lingering anxiety and the constant fear of another attack. I had to rebuild my digital presence from the ground up, ensuring every step I took was secure and every action was cautious. The financial toll was staggering. I had to deal with fraudulent charges, identity theft, and the painstaking process of restoring my credit. The emotional cost was equally significant. Sleepless nights, constant worry, and the feeling of vulnerability became my new normal. It was a stark reminder of how fragile our digital lives can be. The experience served as a harsh lesson about the true nature of the dark web. It's a realm where anonymity can be both a shield and a weapon, where the line between curiosity and danger is perilously thin. The dark web is often romanticized in popular culture, but the reality is far more sinister. The consequences of dabbling in its illicit offerings are severe. What starts as a harmless exploration can quickly spiral into a nightmare. The allure of hidden marketplaces and secret forums can be tempting, but the risks far outweigh any perceived benefits. It's a lesson I hope others will heed. The dark web is not a place for the curious or the unprepared. It's a dangerous environment where even the most seemingly harmless actions can have dire consequences. The stories of those who have fallen victim to its dangers are numerous and harrowing. The dark web is not a playground, it's a place where illegal activities thrive and where the unsuspecting can easily become prey. The shadowy figures that lurk in its depths are not to be underestimated. They are skilled, ruthless, and always on the lookout for their next target. It's a dangerous place where even the most seemingly harmless actions can have dire consequences. Stay away. Protect yourself and your digital life by avoiding the dark web altogether. The risks are simply not worth it. Learn from my experience and stay safe.